Hello and welcome to this playthrough of Factorio, where I am building a megabase on Earth. I am using a mod, Cities of Earth, focusing on the Old World Hemisphere. My goal is to reach 10,000 science per minute with a rail-based design. The resources are set to maximum size and density, and biters and pollution are turned off. The mod list is shown in the description, as well as a link to my Twitch channel, High Speed. Please come visit me there. Questions and comments are welcome. Thank you for watching. Copy all of this. And hope that I did it the same in both places. And the answer is no, I did not. So I'll pull them as individuals. Even Colonel Will is streaming today. All right, Mr. Dane, thank you for stopping by. Hopefully I've given you some good ideas. My pleasure. I plan to do more. Got to get my head out of a funk from all this rewiring I've got to do. You know what? 5, you're bothering me. Go away. Alrighty then. This is green unloader. Two green unloaders, and then a red unloader, and then a sulfuric acid unloader. For some reason, I put the red unloader here. And I put the sulfuric acid unloader here. Thanks, Loopy. It's a Spotify playlist. I'll share a link to it in a second. Yep, you're green. Green. You're red. I still gotta go get the blue loader. Yeah, that's cool. I plan to add more songs. It's about 1,000 songs right now. And I have more. I have a playlist library of my own that I've had for a long time. Um, and I plan to add more of my own. This started with a couple of hundred from a guy named Mikey, New York City bike messenger guy. Um, and so I've got more to add from mine. I got a collection of about 15,000 songs. And I missed something when I copied. So let's try that again. Turn these off. I've got to correct this on all of these. I forgot about that. What a challenging experience this is. So I have to straighten these belts out because the inserters are pulling from the wrong side of the belt, if you will, and it's causing a belt imbalance up above. If I know where they're being pulled from, then I can set these to these little cheesy things to rebalance the belt, and I get the results I want. But if those are curved like that, then they're going to pull from the, quote, wrong side of the belt for me. And then one side of the belt doesn't get filled. So this saves me from having to do unloader, inserter balancing, and anything like that. I just get it for almost free. You don't have any of these. Who's nearby? Who are you? Rails, you've got these. Come on up here and fix this. Couldn't have these pipes here. Artifacts from the other pasting. All right, I think that takes care of it. Yeah, Jamort, that's That's the way to put it. Loopy, what do you mean oldies? That's modern rock. Kids today. Like that meme that says 20 years ago, and I think 1980, and it's actually 2000. It's like, ouch. So you're turned off because you're reading, because there's no red circuit there. There should be a red circuit wire there. Why is this all wrong? Or it's not. Okay, so you're full now. Okay. You now have a signal of 24,000, and you're at a signal of 100. I'm just messing with you, Loopy. I'm just messing with you. All right, let's do steel. Steel's going to be a unique one, huh? Get rid of all this stuff. Move that to where I want it. Okay, so I know I have some iron unloaders, because that's what this is. So let's grab this iron unloader. But these are wrong. Come on, game. Let me hit the button I'm trying to hit. And then that's a pretty easy fix. I did those right. Now, steel I have not built before, so I need to go get an unloader with no attachments to it. Place it down. Put that there, change this to turn that off. You should have been turned off already. Oh, don't tell me all these are wrong. These are all wrong. Just a little newer for you. Oh yeah. You check something and it's like, oh my god, how long has that been broken? There you go, Flash. I get you. This rocket silo complex. One, it's having issues with rocket fuel, but I didn't understand why I was having issues with rocket control units, and I was doing something else, and I realized that none of the speed modules had speed modules in them. So all of these were just basic. And all of my computations were based on these having speed 4s in them. So all three of my rocket silos were underperforming on that area. So this is speed 1 unloader. I have a speed 1 unloader at my speed 2. And then a blue module unloader. I think I have a blue module unloader, right? That's a blue module builder. Yeah, there's a blue module unloader. I didn't get enough. Let's try that again, huh? think it went for you went sort of mute, and I'm still waiting for it now, and the game ran overnight. Yeah. I try not to leave the stuff running overnight. I like to be here when stuff happens. And I'm a bit of a control freak. Bob runs things overnight. It's amazing how much he can get done overnight. Yeah, well, you're better off just letting it run. I made the comment before that I think if the game has that sort of a setup, then it's really kind of a challenging experience to have something where you need to leave it running overnight. So we have 6,000 in there. This is supposed to be 50. These should be 2,000 and 4,000. Five dim seems cool. I've seen people play 5dim. I think I want to try it out someday. So I think this is all set. So this becomes steel. Steel is 100, so I don't need to change that. This becomes steel. How is that not there? You should have been there. All right, 5 coming. get some green chests or blue chests or whatever the frick they are. Let's delete a bunch of things. Let's turn these off now so I don't have to turn them off later. How's that sound? Can't turn them off because I did that too soon. Come on. Put that back down, you twit. Thank you. All right, so this is a copper unloader, and I have copper unloader here. Oh, damn it. Didn't do the copper copy correctly. It ain't rocket science. Thank you. I broke TTS, so I can hear the TTS, but unfortunately, nobody else can. Sorry. I gotta find another TTS provider. I wonder, what is this? Nope, none of that works. Sorry. Pressurized pipes, yeah. I like the idea of pressurized pipes because they seem to be challenging the way they are now. Wrong button. All right, so this is a plastic unloader. I don't think I have a plastic unloader already, but let me check. Yeah, I should. This. And then this is a steel unloader. Doubtful I have a steel unloader. Where would I have a steel unloader? Because I don't have a steel builder. All right, well, if I don't have a steel unloader, then I need a generic unloader, which is this. No. Well, I don't have a loader on this design. So it's just this unloader. And I already redid steel, so I know what their inserters look like. Weird Al's version is better. Steel is 100 stack. Thanks to the lurk, pony. This needs refactoring in a lot of places. This is where forced placement would be really handy because I could just pop down what I want and I wouldn't have to go through this tedium. Yeah, because it doesn't even work if you drag. I have to precisely click. You know, sometimes, like putting this little curvy thing in here, I was just mulling over in my head about these curved belts, and if I had not been cutie and hadn't turned those belts, then it would have just worked. On the other hand, I was reminded of, well, now I know that it doesn't work. Now I know what not to do. Which made me think, I know 100 ways not to build a MegaBase, which made me think of Thomas Edison when supposedly asked about inventing the light bulb and failing all those number of times. He replied, I know 1,000 ways how not to build a light bulb. And mind you, and this is something I've had conversations with Mucky about, this thought stream that you just heard over the past, 40 seconds or so about me placing these, that was perhaps 2 milliseconds in my head. And I just have a really hard time covering all of that in voice. And I love sharing, but I just find it really challenging to rewind the 2 millisecond thought process and expand it out for actually speaking it. It's hard. Because, of course, while I'm talking to you about the Edison 1,000 ways not to make a light bulb, my brain is firing a dozen more of those little thoughts. Like I've had dinner in the Dearborn Inn in Dearborn, Michigan, where there's pictures on the wall of Henry Ford and Harvey Firestone out adventuring out in the world. Squirrel! The fast and long considers the tier 3, so you have to go back and fix after placement. That would be annoying. Yeah. Zoe, that is spot on. Alright, so this is what I want. To get there, all of this needs to go. Flashco, I actually know why that happens. Flashco says my brain will put 2 and 2 together from different ballparks. The reason that happens is that the human brain, the more folds you have in the brain, that is, the more you use the brain, the more folds you get in it, like gaining muscle mass. And so things that seemingly aren't related are stored in the brain in various places. And a neuron fires, and it's like a pebble going into a body of water, in that it radiates waves out in an electromagnetic pulse where it strikes. But if you're a smart person and you've got all these folds, it's like canyons and canyons of brain material with tiny gaps in between. So when a neuron strikes along the edge of a canyon and it radiates out the little impulse, it may jump from canyon to canyon into areas that are not related to each other. That's how smart people are able to make correlations that not smart people can't, because the neurons trigger more parts of the brain when they fire. Couldn't not fix that. All right, so steel is fixed now. I think I've already fixed this. Nope. And I have no way to get that extra one out of there. All right, so before I tear all this down, I'll turn these off. Then I will tear all this down. Windsinger, not necessarily smart people, but more how the brain is set up. I'm on the spectrum, high IQ as fuck, but unable to do certain simple tasks because brain is like, fuck you. But correlations between complex equations that are problems that happened 10 years ago, yeah, sure, I named the time, place, people involved, what problems it was, what was the cause, how we fixed it. Want me to draw the network, give me pen and paper, and I'll draw it. Send me to the shop to get milk, eggs, and butter, and I forgot half. Yeah, you and I are in the, I don't know if I'm on the spectrum, I don't have any experience in that area. But I am similar. What I do, like to this day, yeah, Jackson, good point. Jackson, haven't seen you in a while. To this day, Windsinger, I can remember Listonic. All right, I'm looking that shit up. Smart shopping list. Okay, thank you. So, Windsinger, to this day, I can remember November 21st of 1996, I was working at Ford Motor as a contractor, and I was in a conference room, and I was explaining to people that in 1995, when Thanksgiving happened, they switched over the 3270 controllers from primary to secondary as a test during the holiday weekend. And when they did that, all of our communication servers in our buildings went offline, and so Monday morning was a complete shit show because nobody could get to their email. And so what I suggested is that we have somebody come in early on Monday or late on Friday after they finished their testing, which was a holiday Friday, to reset our 3270 servers to reconnect now that they've switched them back. because we didn't have the technology to have an auto switch. On the other hand, when I'm trying to build something like this, and I hover over it, and I see that list of all of those things down there, if I'm doing a deconstruction planner, what I'll do is I'll screenshot that, I'll use the Windows snippet tool, and I'll snip that, and I'll put it into another window so I can see it. Because fuck me, I can't remember 1,880, 612, 528, even though I can remember those things. Yeah, it's November 21st, roughly 1995, because I started there in 93, and the 21st was that day. I'm pretty sure. I'd have to go back, but yeah. I know it was 4 days before Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving's on a Thursday. Grondag the Barbarian. Forgot about 3270 terminals. The day you broke your leg. Well, Grondag, one of the things that, first of all, I owe you a hello. One of the things that I did that I am super proud of is we were using Prof's 3270 emulator. Would it have been the 21st? Because the 25th is Thursday. It's always Thursday. Yeah, it had to have been. It's just a few days before Thanksgiving. So Grondog, back to 3270. We had DOS PCs that had Windows 3.1 was freshly installed. It was a new tool. We had Quarterdeck Extended Memory Manager. They were IBM PS2 Model 70s and Model 80s with their architecture. And I was able to figure out how to get... no, nothing that advanced. 2.1, I think. So I was able to get both Word and 3270 to load at the same time, and you could use the tab key, like Alt-Tab or something, to switch between them, so people were able to copy and paste between emails and a Word document. And I had a couple hundred people who were able to do that. And that was just as Windows 2.1 was rolling out. I spent like a lot of hours on the phone with the Quarterdeck guy, but I got it to work. We got it to work, he and I. This water is coming from underneath here. I don't need this here. I see why I left it, though. I'm going to leave it. The connection. It does me no harm to leave it here. I can see it as a pattern. Alright, so this is a fluid unloader. Set that aside. Do I have any other fluid unloaders that work correctly? Well, this is a petrogas fluid unloader. Yeah, Miss those shenanigans. Mrs. is not 100% neurospicy, but loves my dad humor and understands how my brain works. But if you understand how a neuro person's brain works... Mary's online. Cool. They're strong empaths and use our feelings much stronger. Yep. Windsinger, you and I have a lot in common. It's taken a lot of discipline and training to get my brain to not run off on the silliest, air quotes, silliest of things. And if you like dad humor, night, Zoe. Have a good sleep. If you like dad humor, check out Yamad, M-A-D-D, YouTube channel of Australian comedians who do dad jokes and try and make each other laugh. Those people have got it. Those people, they do a good job. Very entertaining. Yes, they are. All right, so this is a fluid unloader. I think I already fixed this cracker here. I should be able to just take this. Why are you empty? Oh yeah, you would be empty. Nothing for you to do. Because you're sucked dry. Well, you say don't waste your time, but then again, the desire to be accepted and to have people accept you is really strong, right? So you meet somebody that you like, and then you work really hard to get their approval. Especially me growing up as an only. Essentially, I grew up without my brothers and sisters for a number of years. So trying to make friends, very difficult. And that's one of the reasons I learned to blab so much. But I remember clearly being on a snow course at one time, and some guy made some comment about me to me that helped me. This is a young kid. Well, you know, I was a teenager. He was maybe late teens. I was early teens. And then I started skiing with them. You know, I went down the same slope they did, and one of the guys made a comment. He goes, "Oh, look, you've got a puppy." I was like, "Okay, fine. I'll just go off by myself again." Um, but you'd figure if somebody, interacted with you, they wouldn't mind if you hung out with them a bit. So, fuck them. I left. But it stung. Not that I still remember it all these years later. Oh, wait, yes, I do. Okay, this is updated. This one's going to be a bit. This one's going to be a bit. This one's going to be a bit. I think I'll go work on another one while I think about what to do here. Well put. Studying a bit of psychology helped me understand people and how I fit in quite a bit. So I am quite happy to have had some psychological background, because the thing I find myself asking most is why? Why did somebody do this, or why did that happen? What, and understanding human psychology and the behavioral sets and why people do things makes a huge difference in understanding that, it's, the old saying is that if you think people are thinking about you, relax, they're not. Well, that actually becomes true when you spend some time realizing that most people are not thinking about anything. Oops, wrong button. But they're certainly not thinking about you. And, oh, so and so saw me do something that might be embarrassing, and, yeah. And in a little bit, they're going to forget that it even happened. There's a faceless. Yeah, but Winsinger, you have to have a bit of maturity to understand and knowledge to understand that. I mean, I agree. That is. I said yeah, but okay. Yeah, it requires a bit of knowledge to understand that that's happened and why. And as a young adult, when you're forming a lot of those neural pathways, you don't, and so you just get hurt, and you don't want to be around people because if the number one response, if the most common result of an interaction with humans is to be hurt, guess what you're gonna do? You're gonna stop interacting with humans. Because fuck them, that's why. So this is going to be solid fuel unload. So I don't have an unloader for solid fuel unload right now. Hi, Jag. I don't hate them all equally. I'm discriminatory. I'll say that. I hate some people less than others. Actually, my default position is that I'm neutral. I try to give people the benefit of the doubt. I try to be a good person. But I also know that there are some people who are predators, and I have to be aware of that so that I can protect myself. And I'm one of those. I'm a bully for the most part. So I have to be careful to, as a bully, bullies are easily bullied. So, I have to be careful to not get taken advantage of. I mean, that's how we got this way. All right, so this is solid fuel, which is a stack of 50. Which is going to be 6,000 and 4,000. And then this is going to be solid fuel. Yeah, let's just say it's hard when even the people you thought understood you at some that messes with you. It makes you question humanity. Yeah.